one hand, but you're very resourceful because you have to be resourceful to do what you do.
Yes.
Yeah, exciting.
It is.
I think it's such a great way to grow up. My dad has always repurposed stuff and, like drive by a dumpster and there's a beat up trailer that goes behind a lawnmower in there with a big dent in the side and the axle's bent.
Uh-huh.
And we will back right up to it and pick it out and he will go and fix it. Now is he pushing 80? Holy snikes. He's like upper 70s and still to this day is creating stuff. Like he was in my shop, I think 2 weeks ago with a cast iron bench with a lattice design on the back that the leg was broken on. And he like the wood's completely rotted on it. And he loves to tinker and make and build and do. And he loves to see something that, that was something that was thrown by the side of the road that someone was going to leave, someone left for dead.
Right.
And he completely went and built it back up and it's sitting out in front of their house now. It's beautiful.
Oh, very cool.
It's like found art, really, at that point.
Recreated, repurposed.
I wanted to ask you, when you are creating your sculptures, what kind of tools do you use other than, of course, your welding? Is there any particular tool that you use consistently that's like so valuable for you?
My most valuable tool in this shop is my imagination.
That's a good answer.
That is a great answer.
I love that answer.
Nobody's ever given us an answer like that.
No, you're brilliant. I love it.
That's a brilliant answer.
You're too kind.
Love it.
By the way, if it's going to be a man and you need something to do with the rebar, give him a rebar mustache.
Oh, that's great.
When I look at your finished pieces, the metal is highly polished. What's your process for sculpting the metal, and how do you get to that high polished finished piece? Because metal is kind of rough and rugged looking. Underneath the surface of it, it could be very polished. How are you doing that? How do you achieve that?
I am using burr bits. They're double carbide burr bits that are made for maybe like honing out a hole, or I don't even know what they're normally used for. I use them to surface the metal. I just run them across the surface of the metal very quickly, and it gives it a very polished, unique look. I've got videos on YouTube where I teach people how to finish metal, and that's one of the things I teach in them. But those things are, they throw off little tiny metal splinters that are probably the only bane of my existence. I haven't used them in a few days, and I still have little metal slivers in my fingers. So if you guys use them, use gloves, use eyeglasses, use safety glasses, and use a face shield on top of the safety glasses, please.
Oh, okay.
But they are wonderful and really allow you to do some amazing texture to your material.
Yeah, your pieces do have a lot of texture in them.
Yeah, and also, the shine with the texture.
Yeah, the shine, but it's not
gives it dimension.
It's not a chromy shine. It's got dimension.
Right, exactly. And I know when we talked to you earlier before the podcast, you mentioned you had done a project for Harley Davidson. Tell us how you ended up doing that project.
We saw pictures of it.
Yeah, we saw pictures of it.
Oh, man. You want to talk about mind-blowing experience.
Yeah.
I've actually created 2 sculptures for Harley Davidson. One was created live at Sturgis in 2018. Mm-hmm. And the other one I created...
Wait, back up a sec. You did it live at Sturgis?
Yes. The one that is HOG, H-O-G, the Harley Owners Group.
Yeah.
I created that sculpture. That is the scariest thing I did to that date. That's another death ground move that I did. So 2 sculptures for Harley Davidson started out like this. I was eating breakfast at a diner locally, and I love little greasy spoon diners. And I was enjoying breakfast on a Sunday morning by myself. And me being me, I was on Instagram and I was going through and answering people that write to me. And I happened to see that Jesse James Dupree, the lead singer for Jackal, was following me on Instagram. And now I can't tell you how much this means to me in words because it'll never describe, but this man, this band is someone that I've listened to since I can remember and just absolutely love them.
Yeah.
And was shocked and overjoyed to see that he actually was following me on social media, on Instagram. I was like, oh my gosh. And so I went to his website because I was just like, what is he doing? Right? Like, I haven't heard any new stuff, and which I'm also out of the loop. So I went to his website and started poking around and saw that he had his own bourbon, Jesse James bourbon. And I was like, that's awesome. And there is a level of stuff that I want to brand, like in my business. And so I thought, you know what? He's following me. He already knows I exist. I'm just going to take a chance and reach out to him and ask him how he got to brand his own whiskey. Because like, that's the thing I want to do. Like not whiskey, but definitely on a large scale level, brand stuff. And so I just, on a humbug, I reached out to him on Instagram. And I was like, hey, you know, how did you get to brand your own whiskey? And I'll be dipped, man. I think 5 minutes later, he wrote me back and he's like, give me 15 minutes and I'm going to call you.
Oh, my goodness.
What?
Wow.
Are you kidding me? So I'm sitting at this diner and I'm trying not to scream out loud. Like, you know, quickly, like shove my breakfast back, pay for my breakfast and go sit out in my truck. And he called me and spent like 45 minutes on the phone with me talking and just explaining how he's done different stuff. And I was just overjoyed and just mind blown, right? Just like mind blown. This is someone that's been a hero of mine. I can't even believe that he took the time to talk with me. Well, 2 weeks later, I get a message from him. He says, hey, we need to talk. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
really.
sure.
I'm available.